share screen. There we go. And play. There we go. All right. Thanks for joining us today, everyone. Today, attitude for success. Debbie and I are going to go over some ideas to, get you in that mindset, success mindset. That one of the top things or the top things of having that attitude, that's what the successful agents have. Most successful agents have an attitude for success or they wouldn't be successful. So they're going to give you some quick tips and some ideas to think about and some quick role play on some things. So I will let Deb jump right into it. Go ahead.
Right. It's almost a little bit like boosting your confidence too, because I feel like with everything that's happening in the industry right now, our confidence is shaking a little bit, whether you're a listing agent or a buyer's agent. So hopefully this will boost you back and get that smile on your face, which is why I have the smiley eye on there, and help you guys realize that it's not the end of the world. Everything is going to be fine. The market is actually evening out a little bit. So, you know, let we need to get back on track. Those of you who are still on track, kudos for you. We're going to share some of your secrets kind of and let people know how you've gotten that way. But putting ourselves into a successful real estate mindset or attitude is really where you want to be. Excuse me. Network building is a really great way of doing that, right? It's like putting gas in your car, which is a scenario that I put on there because it's true, right? If you're network building your business, that's going to make it go, just like the gas in your car makes you go, right? So,
That's right.
prospecting and marketing are the number one things for that. And I know a lot of people don't like to do this kind of thing, but that's the business that we're in. So, if you want to be successful, this is part of your priorities. And I make it priority number one that you want to put on your calendar. Uh, Another mindset is the more I give, the more I get back. I really, that's been my philosophy my whole life, actually, is, my dad always said, you give 110%. Well, we're telling you the same thing. You want to be a real estate agent and build your own business, you have to give 110%. And that doesn't mean all the time because you still need to make sure that you're putting your priorities for your family and your health and everything in your mindset as well. But make sure that you're giving consistent value to everyone that you speak to, okay, or work
Exactly.
with. Opportunities are infinite when systems are in place. Uh, Systems are a number one thing for any agent who is very successful. They can, if they're not organized, they won't be successful and neither will you. Correct? Do you believe that, Tony?
Oh, 100%. I live by organizing my calendar. I don't know how I wouldn't get, you have to have systems and things because you're going to do, I'm going off on a tangent, but I remember
Okay.
success, there was a quote once that said something like success is doing the same monotonous things over and over and over and having the systems and things in place. And that's what, just like doing and being successful in real estate, you're prospecting, you have to have your systems, your follow-up, you have to have your systems, you have to be organized, you have your calendar. If you don't have enough stuff to organize, you're not networking enough, right?
Right.
You're not putting enough gas in there.
Yeah.
If you don't have enough, some agents like every day, like their calendar's not filled up, then you don't have enough, you're not putting enough in there.
Yeah. And consistency is the key. It does take time to get results on all of this, but you have to keep doing it. And the more that you keep doing it, the more you're going to see the results. I mean,
Right.
that's proven. It doesn't matter who you follow, whether it's us or Brian Buffini or Tom Ferry or Sherry Johnson or Jared James. I'm just naming all the top ones out there. They're going to tell you the same thing.
Right.
It
And
takes
again,
time. You have to keep doing it and it will show results.
right. Like example, brand new agents in school now in classes or just got their license. Like, how do I get a lot of business now? How do I could be successful now? It's like no matter how hard you work, it's very hard to do something, even if you work every hour of the day prospecting to make a lot of money in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months in real estate, right? It's just, so consistency because we have to be consistent over a long period of time because we're selling things that people might not buy or sell for years to come.
Yeah.
So in real estate, that's very important because it's just the people you're the networking you're building now is might not earn you any commission until 5 years from now. And if you're not consistent in the follow-up, you're not going to get there. So we're not products where you could convince someone to do now. So more, it's more important that consistency in real estate.
So how do you do that? You get rid of the negative thinking. So I love the fact that you always post every single morning a positive affirmation on Facebook. If people aren't watching those, they should because you're the most positive person that I know. Every single day, you're throwing it out there, and it can be tough, especially when you're getting a lot of no's and I don't want to do it nows and I'm waiting till laters and stuff like that. It's hard, but you have to get out of that negative thinking. And here's some of the common fears that we do have. I don't want my friends and family to think I'm only calling because I want their business. Role play, Tony, how do you answer that question?
Well, my first thing I would say, no, I know you're not in the market to buy or sell a house now. I know that. So I'm not trying to sell anything, but I just want to remind you, I want to be your trusted real estate advisor and be here to answer any real estate questions you have or thoughts or anything between now and when you're going to buy and sell. Also, want to be that resource. So if you have friends or relatives, they come to you going, hey, do you know someone that you trust? Because we're looking to buy or sell now. I want to make sure you know my name and I'm in front of you and I'm looking for new business and open for referrals. So a lot of people don't use friends and family don't refer people to some agents because they don't keep asking them saying, "Hey, I'm open for your referrals. I'm open for referrals," because you don't ask.
Yeah.
And then also, you want to give them, not to keep on going into training mode. You want to give them things of value when you're calling them. Hey, I'm going to put you on my list of market updates so you know what your house value is over time, or So again, remind them that you're just there to say hi, follow up with them, make sure you didn't have any questions, and you know, you know that they're not looking to buy or sell anything right now.
Next one is why would anyone want to work with me? I'm too new. I don't know the area. They already have an agent, or my friends don't see me as agent. How would you reply to that
Sure.
question?
So I give every brand new agent. It's kind of like or any agent that say I'm new or I'm not an expert in the area. It's kind of like if you're a server in a fancy restaurant. You're there for customer service. The people behind you, like Deb, myself, Brenda, Julia, Adam, all the support staff in your office are the people with the experience. You just have to ask questions. So, like that server, all that person wants when you're a new server at a restaurant, you give good service. If you don't know the answer, if you're brand new, just be there, get the answers, be friendly, be resourceful, be available. And then, just like anything else, as you grow in a market, you'll be more experienced of without looking up numbers. You'll be more experienced of a market and you'll be more experienced in the processes and less questions you have to ask. So use your office, which I think we're the best or one of the best or the best out there in Northeast Ohio, at least with the experience and the accessibility for our agents.
I do want to expand on that a minute because I do
Sure.
tell this to anyone who comes over, and this is absolute true. You can confidently tell someone, you know what? I will get right back to you with that answer to that question because I might be new, but I have 100 years of experience in my office to rely on. If you think about the years that Tony, myself, Brenda, and Julia have all been in the business, it equals 100 years of experience. So you're not lying when you tell people that, and use us. That's what our text line's for. That's what the phone's for. That's what the email's for. Use us, and then you will gain the experience that we have. Okay. So
Exactly.
I mean, it's there. I don't
Yep.
have enough business to keep me busy. Even if I talk to my sphere, I don't have time to service their needs. How would you address that?
I tell every agent that's the great thing about real estate, you could delegate. So any agent, it's very hard to be a very successful agent and do everything yourself. I mean, not
Yeah.
successful. Successful is all different. Someone might 30,000 a year, 50,000, 100, 200. But if you want to sell a lot of houses a year, Every year, you're going to have to delegate. There's showing services. There's other agents that you could team up with. You could hire. There's services for transaction coordinators. You could hire per deal, yeah, that are professional real estate transaction coordinators. There's so many different things you can do, but usually the agents that say that are trying to do everything themselves.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Just ask us if you need some referrals for
yeah,
some of those things because we definitely have a vast network here at Homestar of agents and people that help people.
yep.
Okay. I'm not sure this works. I spent 2 hours on the phone and didn't get a referral.
Yeah, no, we hear that a lot. It's just like that's the number one thing why agents don't succeed. I always used to say number one, but we'll say top things that why agents don't see is that they don't give it time, and you didn't get any referrals. If it's 2 hours, again, it's got to be consistent. But now over a long period of time, if someone said I made calls every day, for 2 hours a day for a month and didn't get one referral or add one person to my database or something, then it's kind of okay. Now it's time to role play. It's kind of say what's in your scripts. What are you saying? Change up your scripts, change up how you're asking for referrals, how you're asking people to be added to your database. Because if you're doing it and you're not getting results of adding people to your database and referrals, those are, then you got to look at back at what you're saying and how you're saying it.
Yeah, that's a good thing right there. I totally agree with that. This market is terrible. The interest rates are too high. How do we combat that?
The rates are never too high because there's never been a market where the rates are too high. It's just higher than something else or lower than another time. It's all referenced. We're in a market, we're in an industry that it's something that people need. It doesn't matter what the market is. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world or the economy or the rate. People need a house. They need to
Yeah.
buy, they need to sell, they need to rent. It's just that's the beauty of being in real estate. It's not going to be at a time where someone doesn't live in a house or need to buy a house, sell a house. So, and that was part of my video today with Mike Ferrante was about for sale by owners. And one of the things we tell them is that 95% of people use a realtor. It's been that way for 32 years I've been in real estate, and I don't see that changing. So there's no knock on wood, and I don't think we've been through so many different things in the world and technology and rates and markets, and we still have jobs, and 95% of people are using us. So
Yes.
I think we're pretty solid with that. There's no Uber or Amazon type thing that's coming to the real estate industry because they already can.
Yeah.
Sellers could sell themselves, buyers could go buy themselves. 95% of them don't because that's a whole nother video. Don't want to go into all that.
No, right. We could, yeah.
All right.
But the market is not terrible, you guys, and the
Right.
interest rates are not too high, which is the whole bottom line of that. You can look at the 30-year history and prove that to people. Oh, these interest rates right here were 13, 14, 18%. Now that's too high, right? But 7
Exactly.
is pretty common. This is
Right.
where the average is. We're in the average right now. Okay, now
Definitely.
we're going to identify some negative and deal with it. And then we're going to reframe the way that we're thinking. So, my examples here are that the seller is not going to fix anything. I just know it. But guess what? We can't predict what sellers are going to do. Even if the seller says, I am not going to fix anything. I want this as is. Don't even ask me. The buyer actually still has the right to ask for health and safety concerns to be fixed. They could still say no, but it just depends on what it is. They might change their mind, especially if the price is right. Right. So
Exactly.
prepare for the best and worst outcomes. Don't go along with the negative. Let's try and put it into at least a neutral zone or a positive. Do you agree with that?
Exactly. Yes, definitely.
Don't be the mind reader. This produces negative energy. Focus on what you know. What are your clients' motivations and needs, and how can you best help them achieve their goals? Focus on the service I provide makes real estate dreams come true. Say that every day.
Yep.
There's your
A good
mantra
one.
every single day. And the more that you say it, the more you're going to believe it yourself, the more you're going to portray it to others. Okay.
Yes.
It's all or nothing, black and white thinking. There's a lot of gray in real estate.
Yeah,
There's
that's
a
right.
lot of gray, you guys. And sometimes we have to get rid of that black and white. Now, I'm not saying rules and laws. I'm just saying ways that we help people and fix things, right? We do
Oh
have
yeah,
to follow
definitely.
our rules and we have to follow our laws. But as far as how we help people with situations and the way we get over things, there's different ways to do that. Okay.
Right.
And it
Yep.
all comes back to asking questions so you can find out exactly where their motivation is and what they're really thinking about. Because it might
Right.
be that you are misunderstanding what they're asking, right?
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
Don't take it personally.
You're right. Yeah.
Seriously, this is a hard one for a lot of people because it is personal. It's your deal. You want everyone to be happy and jolly, and sometimes they just don't. Sometimes that other side is coming at you saying things about you that you know are not true. We're not listening.
Right.
We have to listen, but we don't believe. We believe you. So don't take it personally, okay? It's
Exactly.
very, very stressful. Allow your clients to vent their stress, frustrations, and listen so that you can try and help propose new solutions for them. Okay.
Exactly. Good.
Your first goal is to focus on quantity. The more at bats you have, the more business you'll get from your contacts. And here's a little example of how that actually works, right? So, your sphere of influence versus your sphere of influence for the top 20%. Remember the 80-20 that we've talked
Right.
about in past videos? This is coming into play now, right? So, that's 20%, their sphere of influence is way higher than yours is because they're constantly contacting people. Okay. Same with the closings that they have. If you have a regular agent, they might close 30. The sphere of influence on the top 20 is going to get them almost double that.
Right.
So, working on your sphere, working on getting leads from other people, that is where you're going to be at. The average conversion of any lead is 0.4% to a negative 1.2 per, and
Mhm.
that's per NAR, right? So we know that we have to talk to 10 people to get one to even answer us, right?
Oh,
So,
exactly. Yep.
um, but with your sphere of influence, you have a higher conversion rate because those are people that are being referred to you, which is what we also talk about in previous videos, right? Asking for those referrals because then there's a relationship there. Even if
Right.
you've never met that person before in your life, if you say, "Hey, so and so gave me your name, said you're interested in buying or selling a house, how can I help you?" There's a connection.
Definitely. Right. And that's why you don't want to see the percentages of cold internet leads. That's
No,
low. We don't even show
real
you that. That's even
no, I
worse.
don't even have them on here
Yeah,
because
right.
they're
Exactly.
irrelevant. Yeah.
Irrelevant. All
Yep.
right. The next slide went off by itself. Where did it
Oh,
go? No, it's not going.
uh-oh.
See, hold on. Let's see here. That
Okay.
one.
All
Okay.
right. So I hope that really helps you
There's
guys put
the
yourself
only
in a
two
better
others here.
mindset. You
One
can
says
always talk to
party maker
Tony.
and keep your
Oh,
pipeline
is
full.
it talking?
Here are small gift bags with sparkly
Yeah, there you go. We're gonna listen to it. This one will work.
attach a clever tag like this one and include a
Oh
couple
my
of gift
gosh.
cards on the
That
identify
sounds like Lori
things.
Pop.
So I
It
should
She's
does.
who are
telling you
nearby
how to make your
drop
gift
these bags
bag
off during the last week of June. This will help you
just in
stay
time
top
for
of
4th
mind
of
for
July.
marketing and referral business.
There you go. All right.
Oh, that's
So
hilarious.
yeah, again, like we say, the great thing about holidays, they're spaced out pretty evenly throughout the year, at least something. You got, 4th of July, you got well, into Thanksgiving and the holiday season, and you got Labor Day coming up, and there's always something every few months to do things like this one. And those Popeyes and text messages and
Yeah, if you want to pop by for the 4th of July, there's a couple things that you can put in your little giddy bag. Sparklers, very cheap, easy way to throw them in each one of your bags to give to people. Condiments if they're having cookouts and stuff.
right.
It's hot outside in Ohio, maybe you want to just give them water. I mean,
Right,
it
exactly,
everyone's gonna
exactly.
love water, right?
Right.
But just a little thing. It doesn't have to, you don't have to spend a lot of money, but you do want to get your name out there. Okay. Our schedule is a little late because we were a little late. We had too much to do last week. So
Right.
disregard June 18th. But July 3rd, next week, Hash is going to be doing the 5 pillars of solid pre-approval. John Dewey's got civil rights on the 17th. I put the link so that you can find him at his place there. July 26th is top 5 listing secrets to impress your sellers with Mike Ferrante. Great class right there. If you want to know how to work with sellers, go to that one and you get 1 hour of CEU. And then Hash is going to do civil rights again in August. The more I get these, the more I tell them to use. So this is what I've got so far for our classes for the next month or two.
You got it. Always go to the Free Ohio CE website too on
Yes.
that. So stop sharing. So yeah, that's it for today. Everybody remember, reach out to Debbie or myself. Go to talk2tony.net, talk the number 2 Tony, or talk to Deb, talk the number 2 Deb.net, and get on our schedule if you need anything. So have a good one. We hope to talk to many of you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.